before we
But
close,
yeah,
let's Rick, you have the floor and
I'm
give us any
sorry. Yeah.
sort of updates or anything, and let us know how it's going on your end.
Well, I have a few things, new things. I went to Haswell on Sunday, towing my trailer that's bigger than the truck that I tow it with. And in it was the last piece of the 30-foot rescue dish that we rescued last year. The last piece was a pair of counterweights, 800 pounds each. And it took a while because my tractor is rated to lift 800 pounds, but only 1 inch off the ground. So, so my, I was having some tree work done in preparation for putting up a 160 antenna. And it turns out my tree guy bought a bigger tractor. And so he brought that over. He only lives a mile away. So he brought that over and loaded the counterweights on my trailer. And then I had a team come over and build a wooden frame because these are cylindrical, like 5 or 6 foot long, concrete filled metal uh, tubes with another 5 foot rod sticking out the end. So we had to build a frame and then we tied them all together and tied them down to the trailer. And uh, so I was glad to take those to Haswell, and I had two guys riding with me in the truck on the way down, Ray and RC. And I said to Ray, because I got the trailer, my gas mileage is cut in half, mostly due to wind load, but the trailer empty weighs 4,500 pounds. So when it's got stuff in it, it's heavy. So I said, well, let's pull into this little gas station to just top it off, last few gallons, just in case. So I get out and I'm pumping the gas and I look in the back of the trailer and there's a tower in there. And I said, Ray, where the hell
Power.
did the tower come from? Oh, I snuck it in before I locked the door down. He
Bonus
had brought it
tower.
over. He had brought it over in his truck and stuck it in the back of the trailer and tied it down and then rang the doorbell and said, I'm ready to go. I said, you sneaky. So anyway, we made it to Haswell just fine and dropped off all of those parts. It's sometimes handy to have the biggest trailer in the whole community for the big heavy stuff. So anyway, we had a good time. While I was out there, I had some work to do. I've set up this drift scan experiment, and there were some software issues that we're trying to uh, totally switch the software that we're using to a GNU radio approach. And so I said, well, as long as we're down here, those guys had things to do on the Eclipso experiment, and I'll work on the drift scan experiment. And, we'll get a few hours work done because it's a 5 hour round trip. You might as well do something while you're there. Uh, and so one of the things I wanted to do was bring back a file that I had recorded that was, how big is that file? 26.5 gigabytes, which is not a big deal unless your only way of getting it back is a single band DSL line running at about 100 kilobits per second. I don't know. And technically, it runs at 2 megabits per second upload when things are going well. And uh, it turns out the USB sticks I brought were too small. Well, I found out
Uh-oh.
on Monday when I unpacked the computer bag, yeah, the big USB stick was there in the bag, and I couldn't find it.
Gosh darn
So,
it. Man.
so then yesterday I started downloading the file at 2 megabits per second, and it said it'll take 2.5 days. And I said, fine, just do it.
Just do
Then I
it.
get a phone call from Paul this morning that says, there's something wrong with the internet. And I said, yeah, I'm using up all the bandwidth.
It's
And
me.
he
I'm
said,
the
oh,
problem. It's me.
he said, oh, I didn't know you needed the bandwidth. We have 4 cameras that are recording 24/7 on the, he said, I'll turn 3 of them off.
Did it speed
And
up?
I'm looking at this thing, and then while you were talking, the internet went down, trashed my download that I've been running for 12 hours. I started it over again. It's now running 10 times faster.
Yeah, all right.
It's running at 1.3 megabytes per second, 13
That's,
megabits per second.
that's
I
more like
didn't know we had that much upload speed. But it turns out that one of those cameras caught a pickup truck in front of the building from the internet provider.
Oh.
Oh, fiber got installed.
No, not quite.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
no, I don't think so. I don't know what they did, but they definitely are the ones who killed my internet, made me start over. But they said we're on site to install. They called it something else. I don't remember what it was. I call it an ONT, but it's
Yeah,
something like it's the box at our end of the fiber.
ONT
In
is right.
in the building below below our patch panel, they're putting that in and testing the fiber out to the road to see if the light goes through because
Yep.
they, use the magic Alberiola fiber tools.
The light at the end of the driveway.
Yeah, so supposedly they're only testing the light to the
Yeah.
our driveway's a half a mile or more. So, it's it's a run of fiber. They want to test it. But I don't know what's gotten me to over 10 megabits per second upload when we've never had more than two. Maybe while the guys were there, they tweaked the DSL. I don't know what they did, but all of a sudden I've only got another 5 hours to go
Right on.
instead of 3 days.
Yeah, that's way better.
That's way better. So, and next time I won't forget the big USB drive stick. Well, you got to have at least one that's 256 gigabytes or more. They do make them up to 2 terabytes now if you've got a couple of $100.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's that's
Wow.
that's
What an
two of my
adventure.
things.
That's outstanding. No, things are coming together. It's
But
gonna be so great when it all gets finished.
so so they promised us the fiber will be connected within 2 weeks.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
They have to run fiber from our driveway up to K Street. And K Street is a, a mile, I guess, but it's got telephone poles. So I don't know if they're allowed to hang or power poles. I don't know if they're allowed to hang it on power poles or if they got to bury it. Depends on their deal with the power
Yeah,
company.
it depends. It just depends either way. But yeah,
Yeah,
it can go overhead or underground.
yeah, I'm not sure which way they'll go, but they said within 2 weeks, if all goes well today, they'll
Cool.
have it up there. And while they buried the fiber to the street, they buried a second fiber 2/3 of the right of the street that we paid extra for that will connect our bunker to the new building.
Right on.
Right now, it's an Ethernet line laid on the ground, and I mowed it. That mowing pictures I showed last week.
Yeah, yeah.
I mowed the Ethernet line, and so two of the guys were out there for an hour soldering each wire back together. And
Yeah.
if you tried to do that with an Ethernet line, you know what I'm talking about. They're not intended to be soldered. But anyway,
You're going to
well,
end up with a nickname at this rate. You're going to end up with a nickname at this rate.
not me. No.
Yeah, you totally are. They're good. Yeah,
Oh,
all
I
sorts
told
of
Paul, I
stuff,
said,
man. You're a
I
lot of
did
fun.
not, I said, I did not mow that Ethernet line. I was being directed by Paul, the president, where to mow.
Right.
He said, keep coming, keep coming. And I'm thinking, this is not a good idea, but he said, keep coming. So I did what he said. It's Paul's fault, not my fault. I'm just the guy who knows how to drive a tractor. So anyway, we have a new project.
Wow.
We don't have enough projects. It's not enough that
No, there's always room for one more.
we got EVE and eCalypso and pulsars and magnetars and drift scans and
Yeah.
no, we have a new project, Deep Space. The Deep Space project is it's another one of Alex's projects, so I might need your help with link budgets, just to confirm that he's okay on his link budget. You've done a great job with EVE, and I might ask you to just take a quick look at his link budgets for Voyager 1.
Okay.
Yeah, Alex gave a great presentation yesterday at the
It was
engineering
a
meeting.
great
That was
presentation.
fantastic. Yeah, I really
There,
enjoyed that.
there are occasionally some issues with Alex's presentations on link budgets.
Well,
So I like double checking, that's all. And Michelle's team has been outstanding on link budget backup. So our deep space project is 8 gigahertz. And that's probably the most important thing for me is, will this work? Will our antenna work on 8 gigahertz? And rather than and no, we have not done the survey or any of that. We're just going to put up an 8 gigahertz receiver and see what happens. And we're going to calibrate it with known sources. So we'll have some idea if the antenna works by the time we're done with the calibration. It's quicker right now to let Alex finish his 8 gigahertz receive system for deep space. Right now, it's not designed to decode anything, just to look for carriers. And that's okay. That's a good place to start. I would like to decode some of the signals if they're not all encrypted. But the plan, let's see, the plan is to first look at a couple of known strong satellites that are on the in the deep space network. And I think Juno and Lucy are the two that he's talking about.
yeah.
They're very strong signals, should be 20 dB signal to noise ratio for our antenna with our preamp and so forth. Should be easy, in other words. And also, we're going to look at certain stellar objects, including the moon, for noise calibration. When we're done with this, whether we see the deep space probes, Voyager 1 and New Horizons, or not, it's okay because we will have gathered enough information that we might have some idea of whether our antenna is useful at these higher frequencies. We've been talking about some way to find that out for a long time, and Alex just went ahead and built the system. So I'm very excited about this project because it'll tell us so much about our capabilities or lack thereof. We won't know right away. But this will all be done in September. So it's happening very fast. And so we'll have some data to compare with the theory uh, within, a couple of months. It does not require the special timing that EVE did. These satellites are a mere, how far away did he say they were? 15 billion miles away for Voyager 1. So it's not exactly, it does have a huge Doppler shift, surprisingly,
It's
because
nearly a light day.
traveling at 38,000 miles an hour, but that's okay. And that's
It's
a
one.
fixed number. It's not like it's something we got to chase. So should be easy.
Yeah, the Voyager's one light day almost, 23 hours out there. So that's far.
Yeah. So this this project, at least phase one of it, just try to see if we can receive a carrier from these four sources and learn to calibrate our noise performance from stellar objects using Y parameters and so forth. This is all very useful to everything we want to do out there. It'll give us a major calibration point for the antenna and our general abilities to use the antenna effectively. There's skeptics that say it'll never work at that high a frequency, but I think it'll work up to 10 gigahertz myself, but that's just based on physical observations. We gotta know, and this will be a step in that direction. So this is entirely funded by individual donations, and it's expensive. It's being funded by Alex and a few others. So we're for this particular experiment, we're not asking for any additional funds from anyone. But that just shows the dedication of a handful of people who are willing to put in some real money, not just $50 a year dues. And I'm very proud of our organization for having such people in it. I was talking with Paul this morning about some others of things that some of us are willing to write small checks for, in the few hundreds of dollars for this or that or the other thing. Because if we keep doing what we're doing at the rate we're doing it, at the overhead expense behind all the projects, forget about the things we've gotten money from various sources for, we can only run for about 5 years before we run out of money. So we have to have, as an organization, some sources of income that provide us with the heating and lighting and basic monthly expenses. And I'm hoping that experiments like this convince people that even if they're not active members, that just joining at the $50 a year level will help us pay the bills and cheer us on. We'll see how that goes. But
Well,
DSES.science is our website. You can contribute there.
well, the observation is quite doable. I'm not sure if you keep up with the amateur DSN, the group out of Europe, but I just saw a report yesterday of somebody else picking up Lucy, and
Yes.
they're doing it. So
Yeah.
so
No,
it's
it's
doable.
not that it's technically hard. It's that our antenna was constructed to operate below 2 gigahertz, and we've never tried it above 2 gigahertz before. That's where the excitement is. If we are as successful as some of those others, then we will have a party with champagne to say our antenna is useful here, or I think it's going to work, but you don't know until you try.
Well, is the mesh aperture? I mean, if you can just sort of roughly go by the mesh aperture, is that amenable
Wait,
for
that's
for?
that's why I said I believe that it should work up toward 10
Okay,
gigahertz
all right.
because of the size of the holes in
Yeah, right.
but it's a big if. There's a whole lot of ifs. Surface roughness,
Surface, yeah,
there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
yeah.
So we will know very soon if we can run up to 8 gigahertz. And I'm just really thrilled that Alex would uh, be so excited about this himself to build it and ask permission later. It's I'm really looking forward to getting down there and seeing how this works. So that's a big deal for us. So it's not like we're just hanging around the dish taking pictures of me mowing the lawn. Uh, oh, by the way, the rest of the pictures came in. Oh, I got a lot of pictures of me mowing the lawn, but I think you saw enough last week. You probably don't want to see any more this week. But I've got a picture of the huge area that I was mowing that took like 5 or 6 hours just for this one field. And I did 2 fields, and there's still more to do, but we need another donation so we can rent the tractor again to do the north side of the driveway. Because these weeds are like anywhere from 2 to 5 feet tall. And when it dries out, when we stop getting rain, that's a fire hazard because you park a car there and the catalytic converter will light those on fire right away. So we got to mow along. We got to do more mowing.
Or either that or raise a herd of sheep out there or goats.
Well, they don't like those weeds. They
Oh,
won't eat.
really? Oh,
Oh
man,
no,
that's
they're
that's got to be
they, this
bad.
is this is not hay or winter wheat. This is or grass. This is nasty stuff.
Wow.
The roots on these are like a couple inches in diameter. It looks like grass, but it's not.
Mm.
It's horrible stuff. And I mow it. When I was mowing it, I was being attacked by the animals who live there, most of which were locusts.
Yep.
And, and under the locusts were these little mammals running around who survived it because my mowing height was about 6 inches. And they, I think, fed on the locusts. So maybe that, and then we have a few rattlesnakes out there too.
I'm sure you do.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
Well, what's the next big thing over the next week that
the
you have
next,
planned?
well, we've got a series of things all happening in a couple of weeks. One of which is Paul has invited everyone to a picnic.
Yeah, I saw
This
that. I
is
saw the email.
this this is not the big uh open house at Haswell. This is
Right.
just a picnic here in Colorado Springs.
Excellent. I
So
think that's a great idea.
he came out with this invite PDF thing, and it was the most atrocious looking piece of paper I'd ever seen. So I went back and used artificial intelligence with Adobe to design a better one, and I sent it back to him. That's the one he sent out to everybody. I sent a copy to my wife, and she said, "What? The picnic's at my house." She said, "What is this?"
Oh
She
boy.
said, "Rick and Elaine are hosting a picnic for 100 people?" Oh no, no, no. I don't know about this. That's Paul. He's
Congratulations
probably
on
watching us.
volunteering to host a big
No,
gathering
Paul.
of nerds. I
That's
love it.
Paul, the guy who who decided to have a picnic at my house because I have the largest
That's
property
right.
of
Well,
any
you
of
got
the
the
board.
largest trailer, man. They
I got 5.5 acres. All the rest of the guys live in town.
and you spiffed up the invite for him. You are
And
awesome volunteer, Rick. You are the best.
yeah, and my wife just had surgery, so
Well, I
Uh,
hope you host it. I think it's going to be fun. I think it'll be a
I
blast.
told Paul, we are not lifting a finger. I'm taking
That's
care
right.
of my invalid wife who's
That's right.
recovering from
No, you're
surgery.
providing, you're hosting. Now,
I,
and
I,
the rest of
I
them
said,
can come in.
I'll give you a grill with a full tank of propane,
Yep.
and I'm going to sit on the back porch and watch you cook the hamburgers.
Right on.
And so when is that? September 7th, I think.
Right on. Okay, very
I
good.
don't remember.
Eh,
And then I think it's now the end of September is the open house, like
Yep.
somewhere around the 27th. I don't remember these
Wow.
numbers.
Okay, so you got big events coming. You
Yeah,
got your
well, we got
open
lots of,
house and you got an
we
open
got,
house at Haswell and that's
yeah,
good
we
stuff.
got plenty of food for members and
Right
guests, and
on. Very good.
anybody can come. You ought to fly out here for one of those two events.
I think we'll be overseas actually,
I've
because
got none.
about the same time is the ESA and AMSAT DL thing.
Oh yeah,
So
no,
that's
I'd
where
rather
I'll
be
be
there,
in
frankly.
September.
I love AMSAT DL. Those people are wonderful. I spent a lot of time at their meetings in the past, and I love how they do things. Anyway, but keep in mind there's a nonstop flight now southwest from San Diego to Colorado Springs.
Oh, very good.
You can avoid Denver and the whole congestion and everything, and it's not that expensive if you get it a few weeks in advance.
Neat. Yeah, our party. Well, we've just started. I haven't even I just proposed this, but we're looking at having an in-person gathering here for on Halloween. So we'll have a Halloween party, and there'll be some radio to go along with it, um, and some fun activities, pool party, hopefully with food and drink. So that's on the horizon for us. September is going to be packed full of travel. So the Future Geo workshop we're going to attend, and also the AMSAT DL symposium itself. So it's a sort of a double header that weekend. That'll be later in September, the 19th through the 21st of September. But I'm going to end up being over. We went ahead and decided to take advantage of the trip. I'll be able to tour Dwingelo and another site, and then also Bochum, and then go on to see some other places in Germany. So I'm really looking forward to that. Gone like at least 10 days. So September will be lots of travel. And then
Yeah,
that's it for like yeah, that's more than enough travel for me for
Take
September.
lots of pictures
Oh, you bet. Absolutely.
and
Picture,
video too, if you
video.
can.
Yeah.
Love to see some of those sites. I just
if you
give anything to be
see
able to get a chance to get there.
if you see Carl Meitzer, say hi for me.
Okay, sure will. I
Any of
expect
those
he'll be
guys,
at the he'll I expect he'll be at the symposium.
I would think. Um, There's yeah, there are a lot of people out there I miss, having sort of dropped out of the MSAT world uh, for quite a while. I I miss the people.
Yeah, I will definitely pass the word along.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're looking
same
forward
thing
to
with the
that.
guys from MSAT UK. Bunch of really good guys, and they all go to each other's symposiums.
Yeah, Graham will be there
Good.
from the UK. They're going to do a presentation. BATC is involved with this, um, and a number of other folks. So I'm very much looking. A lot of people I haven't ever met in person before. I've spoken with them or worked with them online or over email or Zoom. So I'm very much looking forward to this. It's a really wonderful opportunity, and really we owe a big thank you to AMSAT DL and to ESA for pushing this program forward over the past few years. So it's going to be good. I hope to come back and have lots of good news, and I think it's a we will see some good stuff coming out of it. But yeah, I'll let folks know for sure, and I will take lots of photos and videos, and uh, it'll be very nice to see the stuff in person. Thomas has
Yeah,
been great about showing doing alone and the site to us, like giving us a little walkthrough tour, uh, and just being such a great collaborator. And so there'll be several other sites at this meeting, of course, so several other ground station. I'm just looking forward to learning more about them and seeing if we can broaden the group for Eve 2026. That's a big topic of conversation at this particular meetup. So anyway,
Good.
that's the plan.
Yeah, I'd like to be sure we get our hardware beefed up so that, and they are too. They lost an amplifier in the process, and we had a reflection problem that killed our preamp, so we couldn't receive, and yeah. So yeah, we need to have a plan for a really good EVE test next year.
Well, I think things are moving in that direction, so I expect we'll be a lot more ready and be a big step forward in October 2026.
Excellent. And someday I want to put some of your protocols and bounce them off the moon or do something useful with our transmitter and your digital protocols.
Well, cool. I think we can probably help get that set up if you want to experiment with it.
Oh, I do.
Cool. Okay. Well, we always happy.
I mean, we don't have enough to do at DSES.
That's right. Don't have enough to do. There's not enough projects.
Oh, we've got to get our Radio Jove antenna reinstalled. That got taken down to make room for the building, and we got to find a new location for that and get that back up and running. And of course, we got the GPS scintillation experiment for the University of Texas, and that's been moved. And since it's been moved, it's much better. We moved it about 1,000 feet away from the dish, so the dish isn't in the way of all the satellites.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very good.
so we're making progress.
Right on.
Hurrah for UTD. That's the University of Texas in Dallas. It's my alma mater. It's where I got
Oh,
my
very
undergraduate
good.
degree in.
Right on.
So,
Well, my alma mater once had a really nice satellite dish, Arecibo.
oh gosh. Well, that's such a sad loss.
Then we had Carl Sagan. I mean, what more could
Yeah.
you want?
Well,
As an
I
East
mean,
Coast university, you know?
there you go.
Hey, Adrian,
Well,
why don't we close with you giving us a little bit of a tour of your background and tell us what you got?
oh yeah, this is one of my favorite pictures. This is the actual feed at the Allen Telescope out in Hat Creek, California. I took that picture myself last time I was up there. They might have modified it a little bit more. I think they might have added some cryo stuff to it, but God, I'd give anything to have one of these guys in my little dish. I mean, I don't know what the frequency range on this thing is, but you can see all the way from the very proximal end there, the size of the of the reflectors and I guess these are old dipoles that are just kind of a log periodic type of assembly. But yeah, that is a fantastic site. I just even just the geography up there, just in Northern California, uh, the national park there, Lassen nearby. Oh gosh, I mean it almost rivals Yellowstone, I think. But no, that's wonderful. So that's the background, the Allen Telescope at Hat
And
Creek.
here I thought you were building one of those for DSES.
I tell you, if my building skills were that good, I tell you, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah,
I'd
those
be
are
up there. I'd be up in Haswell installing it.
Yes.
those are really incredible feeds. And so Paul and I know of them as the Franklin feed
Oh yeah.
because Franklin Antonio was heavily involved with the design and donation support of not just the feeds, but a lot to do with the site and with SETI. And yeah, they added cooling. And then there was another set of renovations to deal with some noise. I think it was, I'm going by my memory now, but it was some self-generated noise, like actually coming from the that element of the array, because if you're not familiar with the Allen Telescope array, it's absolutely incredible. What a cool site. And each one of these little radome pods has one of these feeds in it, and it's really, really incredible. But yeah, they added cryo, but that there was another concern with some sort of noise source, and then just a little tweak here and there had to be carefully done and tested and all. And the performance is just, it started out amazing, but these two big steps forward with one with cryo and one with the noise correction, just an amazing resource and very citizen science friendly. They are. We had a GNU Radio Hackfest at Hat Creek and got to see all sorts of things and just they have a very welcome citizen science and participation uh, from folks that are willing to sit down and plow through and learn. Um, I it's rare to see that many FPGAs in one place because they have a whole server room, racks and racks of all sorts of Xilinx stuff, or did at the time. I think they were talking about upgrading that. But you know, just the fan noise alone was was impressive for that.
You
And
know,
you
it'd
have
be
to be
great
very
if
careful about what you bring. Like your phone can't
yeah,
radiate. Like it's a real quiet site, and the geography is amazing because it is down in sort of a bowl
yeah.
and also far away from everything. But even then, you still have you do have the opportunity to deal with terrestrial interference from time to time, depending on there's some weird tropospheric ducting things that happen. So occasionally the noise floor will change, and they keep track of it. But it's such an incredible place. I
Yeah,
just
I'm sure down at the L band they probably still have problems. Yeah.
yeah, no, that
Well,
thank
wouldn't
you
it be
for
great?
sharing the
It'd be great
photo.
if they could. It'd be great if they could collaborate with the Eve project. Is that possible?
Oh, I don't know. I actually had I think I had an action item to go on their Slack and ask if they might be able to somehow participate. I think that I'm pretty sure that that's a I'm pretty sure that's a frequency that they can accommodate. So I
Oh yeah, yeah.
circle
They
back
they
and
do
see.
SETI. I'm sure that the water hole they get down to the water hole. So
Yeah,
yeah, for
no,
sure.
I'll ask and see. Because we were there's two or three different projects that were very friendly for citizen science. And so I'll just go ask the leads of that, like who'd be the best person to talk to about, you know, getting online for Eve. That'd be really great.
I mean, big fantastic to have another side to listen.
Yeah. It'd
Yeah,
be pretty
yeah,
groovy.
Yeah,
yeah.
keep in mind that we probably will be moving our Eve frequency up to match the Europeans' limited capability. So it'll be up just under 1300 instead of 1296.
I thought it was for 2026 it was going to 2.4.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's right. I forgot about that. Uh, yeah, but we haven't solved the power problem yet. Uh,
I have faith. I expect you'll
how the heck are we going to get 1500 watts at 2.4? Whatever we do, we're going to wipe out any semblance of Wi-Fi for a
that's
few
right.
miles around us.
You might.
Well, you
You
don't
could
have that
always
much spillover.
you know, Klystrons. Why not?
Well,
That's the easy way, yeah.
yeah. If you could get
Sometimes
a
the
hold of
hammer is
someone,
the best way to do it.
yeah.
I, I wish I could get a hold of the hardware I had in the military. We had a magnetron feeding an amplitron generating 8 million watts. That'd do
Well, that was
Sufficient horsepower.
the first Eve was using a magnetron, a frequency stabilized and phase locked magnetron. That's how
Well,
they.
magnetrons are fine, but they're too low powered. You need the
Oh,
amplitron because
well,
they're only a
you
few
know,
megawatts. You need an amplitron to
well,
get up to the 8 million watts.
All right, with that, we will
close.
close. Full power. We will close with that, and if all goes well, we'll be back next week, if not before. Uh, Catch up on Slack, and we should we'll have a newsletter come out, and then yet another one for August. So the July newsletter is already out to the mailing list and on the website. Still has to go out to the actual mailing list subscribers. Did not get that done before we had to leave for DEF CON, so going to catch up with that really soon. And it'll be followed by the August one in short order. Plenty of good news. Saw a lot of that today. And we'll continue to work on all the stuff that we have outlined. As far as I know, no major huge roadblocks for anybody except the usual ones, time. Um, and that's really it. That's the big challenge. And so yeah, if you're interested in any of these projects, you know that Rick, DSES.science, you can find Open Research Institute at openresearch.institute on the web. We have a getting started link and all sorts of ways to get involved. All right, folks, see you next time.